All right, what's up, guys? We are live right now with Akbar Sheik. Did I say that right? Sheik?
Yeah, you did.
Sweet. First time. All right. So Akbar's setting up right now, guys. I'm going to give him a quick sec. He's actually going live also in his group. Oh, we're ready already.
Just like that.
All right. Cool. So anyway, guys, if you don't know Akbar, I mean, this guy he's laid a solid foundation for me. Well, I'll get into that later on if we have time. So we only have like 30 minutes. So I want to cover the stuff that's really important and how he laid that foundation for me. But before we do, what do you got going on back there behind you, man? What is all that?
It's just wallpaper.
Paper? He's got a green screen back there, guys.
These are my proudest achievements right here, man. These are my students. These are the students. We have more over there. Actually, we ran out of room. We actually are installing a shelf up here, but the big one is for our students we help hit 7 figures. The small one is for our students we help hit 6 figures. So we've helped 8 people hit 7 figures, and then a bunch hit 6. Yeah, man, it's really cool. What's cooler than that, though, is that on the other wall, what we're going to put is like smiley faces. And that's going to be, we're going to try to fill up like the whole office with nothing but smiley faces. And that's like every orphan we adopted, or every blind kid we paid for their surgery, or every person we funded clean water for. So it's like we got the two sides of the spectrum. It's like, because of this, we got this. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's going to be pretty fun. Actually, like, that's one of the main reasons I'm getting a bigger office. Is because we don't have room here for all the smiley faces. Actually, I can kind of pause for a minute because that's pretty cool, because there's a lot of wall space here, and I just realized we don't have nearly enough room. That's pretty awesome.
I freaking love that. And guys, this is a great segue, actually, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, the stuff you see behind Akbar is there because of the success that he's brought everyone he's worked with, and soon I'll have one of those back there shortly.
Yeah, you're right there.
I'm right there. But also,
right there.
You guys see that one? You guys are seeing me make a Facebook Live with that trophy next month after I hit that number. But that aside, it's also going to be talking about how Akbar uses his profits, guys. You guys hear me preach about this all the time, and reinvesting for purpose. So Akbar helped lay that foundation for me as one of the big influences in that mindset, to where he reinvests. And you heard about he's making a wall. Guys, he's about to get another space to be able to put pictures up of people smiling. Like, how many people do you know do that? Like, so anyway, we're going to go over both of these things. So I guess.
You said that, man. It's funny you said that, because like, you got people. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not preaching. I'm not judging. But it's like, I think it's an important lesson, because like you'll see some offices, right? And I love art, to be honest with you. I consider myself an artist, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs are artists. But you'll see like a lot of people know this big and they got those, like, on Facebook, they got those, like, websites where you get these big posters, and it's like, like $100 bill or something with graffiti on it, some like stylistic like dollar bill or something, right? And so they've got this big, massive kind of dollar bill. That's cool and everything, but I don't know. I'm not saying like my idea is better or anything, but I do think it's a lot cooler to fill up your wall with like a little representation of, like, because the thing is, like, what's your why? Like, all right, you got that dollar thing though, right? That's cool enough. And everybody wants that dollar. But my question is, like, what do you want to do with it? Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, sometimes just skip that step, because if you really focus on the right intention, that dollar is going to come nonetheless.
Yes, dude. Yes. Exactly. It's like we're always preaching. I try to always say this as a mindset factor, because, the truth is you can lose your identity as you start to scale if your mindset progression isn't scaling with your financial progression. But everything you want in life is simply a byproduct to your process and your purpose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, it's interesting, man. Like, we are so blessed. I was actually talking to one of my coaches, right? And like, it's funny because, like, you need a coach. Like, if you don't have a coach, you got a coach. Like, I have a coach. My coach has a coach. Like, it just keeps going. It just keeps going up and up and up, right? And I was talking to my coach, and she was asking me for an update. She's like, "Hey, man, what's happening? I haven't heard from you in a little bit." Blah, blah, blah. And I just been like, I can't complain. What am I going to say? You know what I mean? The thing is, like, it's whatever I'm going to complain about, it's a first world problem anyway.
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like, turn on the world news for 5 minutes, and you realize you have no problems at all. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's about working towards something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I want to buy a house. Okay, well, it's actually fascinating because people asking like terrible questions in the sense where they're like, what's the industry average? What's the industry average for email open rate? What's the industry average for an opt-in rate for a landing page? Well, dude, what does that matter? Like, if the industry average is 10%, would you be happy then? Like, shouldn't you try to get at like 15, 20%? Do you see what I'm saying? So everyone's like, oh, the dream is I want to buy a house, I want to pay it off in 30 years, and blah. Dude, that's ridiculous. Like, you should be looking to buy a house and pay it off within a year, 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Or buy a house cash. These are all totally realistic. I'm telling you, as a dude who was homeless not too long ago, that these are totally attainable goals. Do you know what I mean? But you need these things. I think as entrepreneurs, we need something to work towards. Otherwise, we get complacent pretty quickly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, things are good. We're helping people. We'll pull the pedal back. And I catch myself doing that sometimes if I don't. That's why on my wall there's certain things written, right? Like I want to buy a farm, right? That's like on my to-do list. It's like actually where are my glasses? It's the third thing
on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's a third. No, it's actually the first thing. I didn't have my glasses. It's actually the first thing. It's the next thing on my to-do list is to get a farm. And the thing is, like, we got to work towards that now. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, let's make this money. Let's save the money and let's buy a farm. And let's not put 5% down. Let's buy a farm. You know what I mean? So I think as entrepreneurs, we need that to really fuel us as well.
Yeah. And hey guys, if you're getting anything out of this, #live, okay? Like this is happening right now, and you don't get very many chances to talk to people that have already created millions of dollars using ClickFunnels, but more importantly, like understanding the psychology and mindset that goes on behind that. So yeah, Akbar, really quick before we like jump forward, because obviously we want to hear a lot of the key concepts and how you're building these things out. We want to hear about what you choose to give back to humanity. But I would love to hear a little background on your story, because people love seeing that I started cold calling out of a utility closet in January when I first started this journey, and now I'm making like, because of you and a couple other mentors, crossing that $40,000 a month line. But I know you started, because I listened to your stories and I related to it. You started homeless. So can you like give us the background of that?
That's funny, man. I kind of started like you, I guess, except I was doing warm calls instead of cold calls. I started the same thing as when I was homeless and living in an electrical closet, But the thing is, you bring in this just interesting point, man. I always tell people, and you know this because you're one of our students in our mastermind. I always teach people, you got to find a why that makes you cry. And for me, that literally happens. Like when I joined the mastermind, a brother introduced me and he said, hey, man, you know about that? I want to talk about this charity. It's called sightsavers.org. And it's like for less than $100, which is a cheap date, right? You can literally pay for the eye surgery of a blind child to give him the gift of vision. When I heard that, because I'm like, wait a minute, dude. It's like, here, hold on. Let me even look around. I mean, I don't know. Like, even honestly, like, I'm looking at this comb. Like, my shampoo is $55 from Aesop, and so my shampoo and body wash is over $100. So I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me for less than $100, I can help someone go from like not seeing to seeing? Like, close your eyes for 10 seconds. It sucks to like be blind. Like, let's just be honest about it. And if we can, because the thing is this, in America and in first world countries, there's this thing called a cataract. It's nothing. It's a simple surgery. You can go do it right now. But in third world countries, they don't have the money for that. So they stay blind. So it's a simple surgery. They do it like, they're kind of doing it like on the streets over there because, it's a third world country. But you can actually help someone that was blind. You can actually help them see again. I started crying. And I literally just wanted to like give everything. Like at that moment, I'm just like, here, take everything. Like, take everything. Take my cars, take everything. It's like, go pay for all these eye surgeries. So that was me. Do you know what I mean? Like I found something that just made me melt. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, so now we work towards that. Now we donate to them regularly. And when you do that, the ownership of the company, they contact you and this and that. But maybe that's not going to happen for you. But you need to find what you're passionate about. It might be funding clean water. It might be orphans. It might be animal shelters. I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff out there. It might be some obscure thing like helping underprivileged kids get into art school. I'm just saying that because actually that's something my brother's passionate about, funnily enough. But whatever it is, I don't care. Whatever it is, find that why that'll make you cry. Now, here's another question. Well, how do you find that? And it's about leveling up. I never would have found out about it if I didn't surround myself with the right people by joining certain masterminds, which is why I launched my own mastermind that you're a part of. But you got to level up and hang out with the right people, because only then, because take a look at me when I was like in that homeless era, dude, I was hanging out with party animals, and what was I doing? I was partying. You think we talked about charity? Like, never. You think we talked about anything good? No, we're talking about partying now and what was on, YouTube or whatever, you know what I mean? So you got to hang out with the right people. And we're so blessed where it's pretty easy to level up, these days. I mean, back in the days, people kind of just had their communities. And if they were all around rough people, you know what they had to do? They had to migrate. They literally had to move. And this is common. Like, oh, dude, there's no one good around here. I need to change. These people are not good for me. I got to migrate. I actually have to get up and move, like across state or whatever. We don't, it's really easy, man. All we got to do we can join them. We can level up today. You know what I mean? So we're in a really blessed time, I think.
Man, I 100% agree. And you guys hear me preach this all the time, but I don't just make this stuff up. This comes from this is coming downhill, guys, from the people that I work with, like Akbar. You have to surround yourself with these people. And man, I love the way you phrase it. You have to find a why that makes you cry. That is 100% true, guys. That why is going to keep you going in the darkest times. Like, this is going to help you stay a winner at the top or at the bottom. I love that.
Simple as that, man. I put a post on my thing today, right? I'm like, because it's interesting. My cousin came. He wants to start online business, and he's taking advantage of me because we're family. So he knows I can't charge him. So he comes from New Jersey, and he comes, spends a couple of days with me, takes some time off of his work. He comes spend a couple of days with me. He's like, teach me. I want to make it online. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? And I'm thinking, because it's my family. I mean, I grew up with him. He's like my best friend. So I'm thinking, like, what do I tell this guy? How do I, you know what I mean? Like, I really want to. No one ever like a family member never came to me like that. So I was like, I boiled it down to 3 things. Find a mentor, implement. I'm giving you like the 10,000 foot view.
Yeah.
Find a mentor, implement, don't give up. In a nutshell, that's kind of the magic formula.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so stupid simple, guys. Like, did you listen to that? Like, let's say it again, right? Find a mentor, implement, and never give up. Like, if you guys are going to write something down here today, write it down. And the why that makes you cry.
Yeah.
So, all right. So because I know that we were kind of limited on time, so I want to make sure I cover these 2 things, because this interview was like definitely awaited by a lot of people. They're looking forward to it. So can you tell us how you're able to take this mindset? Because we talked about this before the interview, how, platforms are going to die, but the psychology of a person lives on forever. So how are you taking these concepts and this mindset and being able to apply it to funnels to be able to generate 8 7-figure funnels now?
Yeah, man, we've coached 8 funnels to 7 figures. And the thing is, like, you're talking about platforms. What's the number 1 search engine right now?
Google or YouTube.
Yeah. Do you remember what used to be before Google?
Yahoo,
web crawler. These are the top. Where are these companies now? Yahoo is pretty much bankrupt, right? Web crawler doesn't exist, right? And guess what? They'll be before Google, there was a king. After Google, there'll be a king. Who is the number 1 social media network right now? Facebook. Who is it before that? MySpace. MySpace is bankrupt. And there'll be someone else. Look at all these scandals. Who is the top electrical company? Tesla. They just took it. Well, they just took a serious hit, like 20% hit. They've climbed up a little bit. But the thing is, like, there's always going to be some dinosaurs went extinct, right? They were the kings, right? Platforms are always going to die, and someone's always going to replace them. So that technology is always going to evolve. So if you're mastering a platform, it's actually a form of insanity, because history repeats itself, that you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So the thing is, I don't teach anyone to master platforms, because that's useless. What we teach and what I recommend people is to internalize timeless psychology of sales. In other words, what I call EPOP, ethical principles of persuasion. These timeless principles that have been around since the beginning of business, that are not going to go expired, that are not a fad, that is not, that cannot collapse, because a human is a human is a human, and the human thought process hasn't changed. Do you know what I mean? Since the brain was developed. So it's about things such as ethical scarcity, how to present yourself as an authority, how to present yourself as likable, how to present your offer in a clear and concise and convincing manner, how to have the messaging right, how to poise and position your messaging so that when your potential customer reads that, they're just like, yes, that's exactly what I need. This is all an art form that takes a while to master. And the truth is, this is not really an opinion. It's just a matter of fact. The vast majority of funnels or websites out there are pretty stinky stew. They suck, right? I mean, they're not converting. They're not making any money. And it's because everything I told you, we've identified that every 7-figure funnel needs EPOP. They need the 7 ethical principles of persuasion. And if you look at a checklist and you look at, what I'm doing right now, right after this, I have a group call with our inner circle that you're in. And I'm going to be reviewing the funnels. And you'll notice that most people are failing each one. Is the copy any good? No. Is the authority any good? No. Is the reciprocity any good? No. It's like everything is no. And then that's why it's not converting. So it's actually a very sexy and beautiful thing. Because I have 2 kids, right? Kids crying. Generally speaking, it's only because they're hungry, they're tired, they need a diaper change, or they want to be held. Generally, that's it. All right, fix one of these or multiple of these, they're going to stop crying. What's the end result you want? You want them to stop crying. Do one of these 4 things and they'll stop crying. Same exact thing with a funnel. It's not converting. It's only probably 7 reasons why. That's the problem. What's the problem? It's not converting. It's not making money. Probably 7 reasons why. Fix them and it will start converting and it will start making you money. It's just simple science, really. It's virtually impossible. Listen, I lost 50 pounds naturally, organically. I'll say this with some experience. If you start eating a little healthier and you start doing a little bit of exercise, it is scientifically impossible if you're of normal health not to lose weight. It's impossible on a molecular level. It's the exact same thing in business. If you have the right mentor, you're following the right path and implementing, you're not giving up, it is scientifically impossible not to succeed.
Yeah, man, I hope you guys are getting this. And if anybody is always wondering why I'm always so focused now on mindset and so focused on the law of reciprocity and giving, and not expecting anything in return, because people say I give away too much for free, right? Or the level of authenticity.
No such thing.
Yeah, people, and that's the thing. And guys, you're hearing exactly why I take this approach. Authenticity, law of reciprocity, and being able to just continue to give and not expect anything in return. This is why. Okay, you're hearing it from the man himself, who's helped create a 7-figure funnels. These are the concepts that he's applying. I hope you guys are paying attention to that. Hashtag live if you're watching this right now. Hashtag value if you're freaking digging it. Okay, and like the post because we need to expand the reach and let Facebook know this is rad. But by the way, I saw you guys saw my little thing right here that I was still wearing on my shirt. I'm getting asked by a few of the high schools to go speak to their marketing program. So that's why I still have this thing on there. That's hilarious.
Nice.
But
that's cool, man. That's something I want to do too.
Yeah, I want to take more of the interns because the thing with younger kids is they're fearless and they're impressionable. And I can take both of those things and turn them into something amazing in society and in business. So,
nice.
So Akbar, I want to know something. Out of everything you know right now, obviously you're doing a lot of things right. So of all your beliefs right now, what do you think is the one thing in the market that some people that are, kind of where you're at, or maybe even in a higher place than you're at in business would disagree with?
One thing that I believe in that some people would disagree with?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. Listen, to me, it's more about, it's interesting, man. I just got a guy who messaged me, right? And he's talking about, and he's one of my students. He does millions, we helped him he never made a sale online before, and now he does millions. He's like, man, I lose a lot of students. My attrition rate's we lose a lot of customers. People join and then we lose a lot of them, One thing that I don't know why people are not doing that they really should be doing is you got to understand something, man. Dude, you got to understand something. Like, we are set up. God has set us up for success. It's like this, man. I used to always get my butt kicked in video games by my friends, and I always used to ask. I was like, dude, why is this? Actually, I'm sorry. There's a particular friend. He would always whip my butt in video games, right? And it was my dad's friend's son. And my dad's laughing at me one day, and he says, "You know why?" He says, "I know why he always beats you. It's because I found out he reads all the instructions on how to play the games, all the tactical guides and stuff, and I never read any of that. I'm just like, da, 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 da. That's why he won, because he read the rules to the game. The thing is, it's all set up. The good news is, man, success is all set up for us. The human brain is very predictable. And the human heart is also very predictable. Human beings are inherently good people. Yes, there's a few bad apples, but generally speaking, inherently, we are a good species. We are a wonderful species, a kind species, an honest species. Here's the thing. If you want to succeed, one thing you need to do is understand the human mind. And that's it. The most profitable skill you can acquire and hone and craft is understanding the human mind. Now, why these courses, coaching programs, masterminds, so on and so forth, why they don't have a purpose behind it beats the hell out of me. Because if you can, I got to say, getting people that dollar bill result you're getting people, that's so surface level. That's so surface level. Do you know what I mean? What's beyond that? And that's the problem that most people are not doing, is they're not saying, what are we going to do with that? What is our why? As a tribe together, people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. People generally don't like their lives. They want to be a part of something bigger, something special. So give them that opportunity, like we're doing. Like we're giving people an opportunity to grow, to make more so they can give more. So understand the two parts: make more to give more. I take a lot of Ubers, and it's just like shocking to me. I see a lot of like good-looking young people in nice cars driving Ubers, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on here? Because I'm used to that stereotype of like, elder, totally out of shape, taxi drivers who don't shower and don't speak English, and they kind of just don't have any other opportunities. All due respect, if anyone's listening, that's just I'm just speaking matter of fact. I'm looking, I'm like, dude, why are all these like good-looking young college kids in nice cars driving Ubers? And I asked them, like, is this some experiment? Are you doing this for fun? Is this like some college project? Like, what the hell's going on here? I said, no, we do this full time. I said, you do this full time? And I know how much they're getting paid. They're only getting paid $100 a day, something like that around. Yeah. And I finally mustered up enough courage. I'm like, dude, why? He says, basically, all due respect, it's monkey work. You're just sitting here, you're like just driving. You're destroying your body. You're just driving all day. It's useless. If you went missing tonight, you're not going to make any difference to the world. You're not doing anything productive. They said, we love the time freedom. We get to make our own schedules. What a shame. What do people inherently want? Time and financial freedom. It's what everybody wants, and they're willing to go to insane extents to do this. They're willing to sit and break their back and drive all day in a monkey job just to get time freedom, because they don't want to deal with a boss, because they want to be their own boss and control their own schedule. But they need to know, man, that we're in the golden era right now. That if you can't make it online right now, you're not going to make it. If you can't make it online today, you're not going to make it ever. This is the golden era, and you have to seize the opportunity, because, dude, we're getting we're getting a lot of brand new millionaires every single day. And that's just a fact, more so than ever in the history of time. So I don't remember what we were talking about. I went on a little tangent, but the point is, understand the human mind. And that is the number one skill set you can do. And you asked, what's my number one thing that most people are not doing? And that is attach a purpose to your company. Give your customers the opportunity to be a part of something bigger than their everyday lives.
Yeah, dude, I freaking love that. And we preach a lot about vision in the group. And I believe that, especially with the youth, they kind of lack vision, but they have their own brand, because nowadays everyone's a brand. So the lack of vision, I feel like, can really steer you in a dangerous path. So we preach a lot about the mindset, to what you just said, to make sure that's moving in the right direction. So this way we build that intuition. So whenever we do come across obstacles, or you do want the time freedom and you hate where you're at, your intuition is going to guide you in the right direction with, minimal risk.
Listen, people have it all wrong, man. I mean, listen, there's this new phenomenon that I hate. And the problem is when everyone goes to the masses, right? You got to understand something. You got to be the salmon. If everyone's going this way, you got to go the other way. Everyone's texting now, right? Here's my problem. I get these text messages. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, but your cousin Sam, he passed away. You're texting me that my cousin that I grew up with just died? And you're sending me a text message like you're asking me if I want to go out for sushi tonight? This is real. I've gotten these another text. Oh, hey, congratulations, Sarah's getting engaged. This girl I grew up with is getting engaged, and you're sending me a freaking text. Here's the problem with it. One of the most profitable skill sets you can do is what? Understand the human mind. Understand how you can build that trustworthy relationship. Texting of this nature is killing relationships, and you're going to program your mind to be numb to human relationships, and that's a very unprofitable thing you can do to yourself. It's like sleeping with the phone under your pillow. It's killing your brain cells. You got to understand the power. Your brain cells. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, don't do that. If you're sleeping with your phone, stop. You got to sleep with the phone outside the room. Relationships, and I'm talking about your communication with your funnel. When your prospect is looking at your funnel, there's a relationship happening. There's a dance happening. There's a slow dance, and at times it's a cha-cha. And it's an intimate relationship where you're actually meeting someone. The dance is meeting someone, and by the end of that dance, at the end, having such a beautiful dance that you're asking them to marry you at the end, meaning buy my shit, and then they say yes.
You guys hear how powerful that is? Are you guys feeling it? I hope you're feeling this, okay? You're not just hearing it. You're not just taking notes, but you're feeling this. When you guys see a landing page, I want you to start envisioning this stuff happening. You're doing the dance. You're trying to basically court them in a matter of seconds. To get them to marry you, like.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. And that's the thing. People not like, why isn't my funnel converting? Have you seen your funnel website, dude? It's not.
Okay. That was good. But yeah, no, 100% right. Let me ask you this, Akbar, because you're dropping a lot of facts, okay? And like these are 100%. If you guys implement these, your business will change. I know for a fact because it did mine. So let me ask you this. What's the number one reason people will fail in entrepreneurship today?
Listen, I'll give you two answers. The number one, right where it comes to my head, is they fail. I'm sorry. They give up. Now, check it out. Before I found success, I failed in how many businesses? 10. Some of those days were hazy, so I'm not going to remember all the businesses, but fashion business. Huh?
I was say maybe it was 15.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Fashion business, retail business, clothing business, automobile business, wholesaling business, drop shipping business, car wash business, landscaping. Oh, dude, it goes on and on. I don't even remember. All sorts of industries. Fail. Guess what? Guess what I realized lately? Those businesses didn't fail me. I failed those businesses by giving up. In each and every one of those businesses, you know what happened? I gave up. I came up with some BS excuse. Oh, it's not going to be profitable enough. Oh, there's too much competition. Oh, the margins are not enough. Oh, I don't know if I like this sort of thing. BS. Now that my mind is on a different level, I don't even know who the competition is. I don't even look at what they do. I don't even pay attention. There's no such thing as competition. It's irrelevant. Now we have a mindset where it's like, give up what? My life? How? You know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. What do we say at the beginning? Find a mentor, implement, don't give up. A lot of people won't accept how simple that is, right? It's like this, dude. Check it out. Like, this will change your life. Okay, and I'm not a doctor, and don't do this unless you talk to your doctor, but drinking half a gallon to a gallon of water a day, which is free, will completely and utterly change your life. You will breathe better. You will think better. You will be more clear. Your skin will be clearer. You will be more motivated. You'll be more sharper. You will sleep better. You'll be better in bed. I mean, everything is better. Everything. And it's free. But most people won't do it because it's too simple a solution, and they feel like they have to do something elaborate to succeed. The truth is, the best things are Einstein said it, the genius is in simplicity.
Absolutely. Well, oh man. So guys, I hope you're getting it's the little things and it's all the compounded actions that literally lead up to doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's powerful, guys. Like I'm still like wrapping my mind around what he just said about the landing pages and like, obviously and getting to basically court them. I mean, this is the mindset and looking at things differently that will completely change your direction, period. Like you will completely change direction. And we talk about this all the time. And I actually did a live about this, Akbar, not too long ago, that saturation doesn't exist. It's just a lack of commitment in yourself.
Yeah, no, there's no such thing as because it's just. I look right now, for example, Facebook marketers, right? Facebook digital marketers. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is all of a sudden a digital marketer. Do you know something? It's irrelevant. If I wanted to, I would join the industry tomorrow, knowing that every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there is a digital marketer, and I would crush it because they all. The good news is, generally speaking, no matter what industry you're in, and I'm just speaking matter of fact, and we're not here to insult anyone. We're here to uplift everyone and be the bearer of good news. The truth is, your competition generally is stinky stew. They're not very good. They're not returning their calls and emails fast enough. Their websites and marketing materials not as good as it could be. Their sales team is not as aggressive. Their marketing efforts are not as aggressive or creative. It's funny, man. Like I had a cousin, and he said something really profound. He lived in New Jersey, but he would travel every day to Connecticut to do his real estate business, to buy and sell and flip houses in Connecticut. And he said, you know why I did this? He said, because I analyzed the competition. He said, you know what? I could compete with the guys in New Jersey, but you know what? They all had a lot more money, and they've been there for many years. And it was kind of hard to penetrate that market. So he said, I just drove an hour because I saw the competition was not that great. They were not well funded. They were not well experienced. He said, man, I can compete and beat these guys. And that's what the marketplace is like right now. No matter pretty much for the vast majority of the industries out there, especially for like internet marketing businesses, dude, look at me. I mean, you can go from zero, I'm not saying I'm a hero, but you can go from zero to an industry leader pretty quickly. I mean, your competition is pretty soft.
Yeah, because you've only been doing this, what, a year now, right?
Oh, a little longer, but yeah, I mean, less than 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew you were closing in that year and a half or so. Because I remember when you were first starting out. I remember when I first started, and it was pretty wild, man, how fast you scale. And I always thought, like, how are people scaling so fast? And
it's too slow. It's too slow.
What's that?
Been too slow.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad we found mentors, guys, because it is almost impossible. It's very rare for you to scale at the pace that Akbar did, or, I don't want to say I'm scaling fast, but I never thought I could make $40,000 a month. I didn't know that was possible.
That's all you need, by the way. You don't really need much more than that, to be honest with you. To live a fully fulfilled life, you really don't need more than that.
Yeah, and, I'll tell you guys right now, it's very rare to think you're going to do that without a mentor that's already done it or is doing it.
No, it's true. None of this would have happened unless I had a mentor.
So, man, I really appreciate all these things. Like, so this is always the question I like to end with. So I know that we got to get ready to hop on your live in the inner circle. But if you had one superpower, what would that superpower be and why?
Oh, you mean if like to fly or something like that?
Yeah, you tell me. It's your answer. There's no right or wrong answer.
Oh, so if I could have a power that I don't currently have, what would that be and why?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's a cool question. I mean, I'd like to deeply reflect on that question and give you an answer later, but for now, I'll give you an answer. I think, I want to say I'd like to fly because I just think it'd be cool, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'd get sick of that after a while. I think it'd be cool for a day. Also, I'm afraid of heights, so I don't know if that would work.
I
don't know. Dude, if I had a superpower, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? Now that I've had a second to think about it, it'd probably be the power to heal. It'd probably just be the power to heal. Just like someone who's got stomach cancer, I just touch their stomach and they don't have cancer anymore. Yeah, I think it'd just be the power to heal.
I dig that.
Pretty happy with that answer.
It's pretty good. Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Better than like, I wish I was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, That's solid.
That's
Man.
the whole point of the whole thing, bro. I think that summarizes this podcast pretty freaking well. Is that I think that people, with all due respect, they need a little mind shift. I think probably a lot of the answers you get, correct me if I'm wrong, are like, oh, I would love to fly, or I'd love to jump really high, or something like that. Am I right or wrong?
Whatever their answer is always relates back to business.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's always I mean, like, give me an example. Give me like some common answers that people have given you.
To be able to read people's minds.
Right. Okay, so that they can sell them more and stuff, right?
Know what to say and know how to write ad copy, things like that.
I think everything is way too surface level, and I think this is a great summary of this podcast. Like, everyone wants one of these things, right? And this is like, if you've helped the funnel hit $1 million, you get one of these gold records, right? Everyone and their mother wants one of these things. I know, because I interview all the entrepreneurs from newbies to people who've made over $250 million. They all their applications, they send me when they want to work with me. One of the questions is, hey, how much do you want to make? And I asked that question, how much do you want to make? And I already written the answer before they've given me the answer, because I know the answer. They all say $1 million. That's everyone's goal. I want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million. That's like everyone's end goal. And what I'm trying to tell you is, guess what? That's just step one. That's just step one of a very long and beautiful journey. And you're really limiting yourself, and you're not going to get to that. You're not going to get to this unless you look way beyond it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get this unless you look way beyond it and understand that there's a hell of a lot more to this world, this life, than just getting that. It's about what's that going to do? How is this tool going to empower you to improve the quality of mankind?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Because people have been making millions of dollars prior to that gold record for years.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't need that. And it goes back to that old saying, shoot for the stars, land on the moon.
Right. Yeah.
Chasing moving targets, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm glad we got to talk about some of this stuff. I hope some people, some people it won't resonate with them, but I hope it does. Even if we can affect a few people and help change their mind a little bit. It's been a beautiful effort of time we've spent.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, because it was a short amount of time. But yeah, that's why I want to talk more about the mindset rather than just the key components to adding an element in a ClickFunnels. Because if you guys learn the psychology behind the process, you're going to be ready for whenever the platform changes, and you will be holistic forever.
Nobody can discriminate. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can discriminate against results. Nobody can take that skill away from you. They can take your platform away from you, but they can't take your skill away from you. Question is, do you have one?
Bam. Let's all take some time, because we're going to end this live and reflect. But seriously.
I would suggest, if anyone, took any notes, don't, convert those notes into a to-do list. And take action.
There you go, transcribing that content into multiple uses again. Guys, if you want to know where I got those ideas from, and I preach all the time to creatively redistribute content, I actually got that from Akbar. So that's where I get all that from. And that level of omnipresence to be everywhere. If you guys notice, if you follow Akbar, because if you don't, you should, you're going to notice he's all of a sudden going to be everywhere. And he just started his YouTube channel. You just started your channel, didn't you? You have you can close to 1,000 subs or something more than that now?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of redoing the channel. So right now, on my board here: Facebook group, email, bot, and Instagram. The rest of the stuff we're kind of putting on hold because we're going to redo it, which is like LinkedIn and YouTube podcasts. Although we have all of it, we have people listening every day to the podcast. Secrets to Scaling. But yeah, no, we're social media is great. It's phenomenal, and it's pretty easy to do. It's extraordinarily profitable. It's easily the most profitable tool I've ever utilized online. Hands
down.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, bro. I'm going to actually get ready I'm going to make a phone call so I can get that done and hop into your group call.
Yes. I'd love to give a gift to your people if you want.
Do you guys want it? I mean, put it in the comments. You guys want the gift? Say #duh.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if anyone had any questions. I know we're kind of like a little tight on time, but
yeah.
If anyone does have a question or two, I think we have a couple of minutes. But yeah, I got a book. It's pretty cool. I think you can't see it. It's a #1 international best-selling book. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's a blueprint. It's called Seven Figure Funnels. I'll slap you in the face with a cold wet fish blueprint on how to build an online business and on how to build a 7-figure online business in just 7 ethical steps. Smiley face.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it's $47 on Amazon. It's a blueprint. It's freaking phenomenal. But I'd love to give it to your audience for free if they just go to 7figurebook.com. This is my ethical bribe to get you on my site and just to get your email address and get you on my bot list, and then I cultivate you, and eventually you'll sign up for my coaching. So that's how internet marketing works in a nutshell.
Buy again.
Yeah. Huh? Say it again.
Hey, can you put that link in here? Oh wait, are you?
Can I? I don't think so.
Put the link in there because I want to make sure I can put it on. Can you just Facebook message it to me? I'll actually tag. I'll put it on the video for the replay.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, it's 7figurebook.com, but sure, I'll send it to you.
Cool, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll include it on the video. Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I hope you guys dig this because I know Akbar and I are trying to schedule this for like a month now or something.
Yeah, I appreciate your patience, man. It's been a little wild.
Yeah, rock and roll, baby. So thanks again, dude. I'm gonna catch you here in a couple minutes, but
yeah, for sure. I'll see you on our weekly call.
Yeah, later, bro. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Peace.